Alright, we're going to be watching Cloud, who's going to be playing Widow. This is Platinum 3 on PC on Gibraltar. Not sure what else I could have done better, maybe besides staying on Widow for too long. So we're going to be watching the Widow gameplay here. There is some time on Genji and Soldier, but it's going to take too long, so I'm not going to cover that stuff. I'm also going to note that this review is actually from the Overwatch University Discord server. If people are interested in finding that, I'll have a link to this exact post. You can use that to join the server. It's pretty cool. It's like a sister community to the subreddit, which was confusing to me because I was expecting them to be like the same thing, but they're actually separate but cross-advertise, which is interesting. Anyway, onto this game. So, for starters, I think I've mentioned this before, but I really hate reviewing Widow gameplay. And the reason being is Widow gameplay is extremely micro focus, and it's also extremely aim focused. So people will be like, oh, they post a Widow gameplay video and they're like, oh, why did I lose? I looked at the gameplay. I'm like, I don't know, you just missed a whole lot of shots. And if you don't hit shots, you're throwing, right? Because you have no other value as Widow. And of course, inevitably their advice is like, well, how do I hit more shots? I'm like, well, that's really complicated. There's a lot of things that go into aim and mechanics and blah blah blah. And it's really tedious to talk about. Versus you'll see it often. I talk about tanks or supports. Where I'm like, oh, you can position differently. You can make a different decision here. You can use this ability now versus use this ability later. Widow's like, hey, are you hitting shots? If so, you carry. If you don't, you're throwing. But this game in particular has enough other stuff going on that I'm going to talk through it. I will say that this video is probably better for lower ranked Widows in terms of stuff I'm going to cover. I think once you're probably Diamond Plus, this stuff's going to be pretty straightforward to you. There is another video, I will probably link it. There is another video that I have where I cover a higher ranked Widow, where I talk through the importance of peek advantage and understanding distance to corner and peeking like that, and that's going to be useful as well if you want to look at other resources. Okay. So, let's cover through the very beginning. Alright, so you're getting to the fight late because you're late coming out of spawn. You should never do that. It's the most basic thing, and it affects the win percentage of your game. Literally, just get out of spawn on time and get to the battlefield. When once the 8 seconds have gone by, you just start showing up here, so you have no chance of taking the first shot here. You have no chance of scouting for information. You're showing up to this late. That's already a silly thing to do. And it's easily correctable, right? It requires 0 skill, just show up to the fight on time. A. B. Let's see what happens. So you're going to walk out here, and you're going to see /here, I think, the Widow take a shot. Yeah, so you've heard the Widow take a shot. So, you've heard the Widow take a shot, /see the Widow take a shot right over there. And you know the Widow is going to be somewhere over here, somewhere around the cart. Based on the angle of the shot, you already know, hey, look, she's got to be somewhere around the cart. It's not coming from high ground, right? It's because of the angle, right? Otherwise, you'd see it coming down. So you know she's somewhere on low ground. But the thing is, she just came in a spawn, so there's a very strong chance that she has grapple, which means she could really be anywhere here right now. So you're going to step up here, you're going to peek, and you're going to look. So, now we go back to FPS 101. If you ever played any other tactical shooters like Counter-Strike or Valorant, you'd understand the concept of clearing corners. And the concept of clearing corners is, when I peek a corner, I want to do so such that wherever an enemy could be, I look at that spot, and then when I confirm there's no enemy there, I move on and expose myself just enough to look at the next spot. So let's think about this angle right here. Okay, so where could I possibly be shot from? Well, let's think about this. I have one spot over here, I have one spot over here, I have one spot over here, and maybe one spot over here. Right? So the progression here is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, she could theoretically be somewhere over here, but that's unlikely because, again, we'll see that going up, and just from game sense, I do not expect the Widow to be standing right here. I think that would be crazy because she gets shot by somebody else. So, when I'm clearing this corner, again, knowing there's a Widow in play, understanding that she's going to be looking at the spot, because I know that she's shooting my team, it's very common for Widow to be shooting in this area, I expect her to be here. So, but the thing is, she doesn't know that I'm going to be there, right? We're in the first 15 seconds of the game, the enemy Widow has no idea that I'm going to be playing Widow at all, she has no idea Widow is in play, so I'm going to have the advantage of surprise here, but I want to be careful I'm walking into her crosshair. So if I am going to do this, how do I do this? Well, first of all, remember spot number 1, it's that top doorway, okay? So I go over here. As I'm looking at the spot, I confirm, hey, is there anybody over here? If there is, I take the shot right away. If not, great, there's no Widow here. And why am I looking here to begin with? Because the Widow could have grappled up. Right? That's a possibility. Now, the second spot, as a reminder, is down here. So now, when I go to the right, I do it just enough to see this doorway and look down here, confirm. Is there a Widow here? No. Then I go slightly to the right. I'm like, hey, look, is the Widow there? No. Then I go to the right again. I clear this spot. Is there a Widow here? No. Good. Then I can keep going to the right, piece by piece by piece, covering each spot. This is what's called clearing angles. It is like FPS 101 in any sort of tactical shooter. People in Overwatch get very lazy about this because the time to kill is a lot slower for the most part, right? Like, I can peek out here, make a mistake, and come back and live. In Counter-Strike, that doesn't happen. Like, nobody steps out here, and like, if you step out this far, you're dead. You're either dead or you win. So when you're used to that background, you understand how important like micro mechanics like this are. Again, this is one of the reasons why I really hate talking about Widows, because like, I have to talk through like this basic stuff all the time, right? It's such a fundamental part of playing shooters that it gets really, really tedious for me to explain it all the time. And again, it's usually not necessary in Overwatch, because Overwatch is a lot more tolerating in terms of like those mini mechanics. Let's watch how you peek this corner. So, what went wrong here? You'll notice that as you peek, you're not looking, you're just trying to guess where you think the Widow is. Right? Instead of clearing the spots methodically, one by one by one by one, right? And then you go out here and like, okay, now if you find the Widow, then you take your shot. Okay? You don't do that. Again, we'll play in slow motion. So you see, right now you're exposed to here and here and here. Any three of these spots, you're dead already. Right? Now you keep sliding, right? Again, any Widow that's standing over here would kill you. Now you come over here. I guess now you're more or less in the right spot, but now you see the Widow's head, you don't react to it, you stand still, she takes a shot and she kills you. This is a very basic thing of clearing angles. If you're going to play Widow well, you have to be good at this. So this is going to be a problem you're going to have all game long. I'm just going to kind of skip past it. Alright, so first time, dead. That's also pretty bad though, by the way, because you had massive advantage. You already knew there was a Widow in game, you knew roughly where she was, and you had the sound, like, and she didn't know that you were in there. Like, you had every single advantage there, and you still got killed. That's pretty bad. Widow versus Widow, a lot of it's just about how many advantages you can accrue, right? If the Widow doesn't know where you are, but you know where she is, that's a huge advantage. You should win that 75, 80% plus of the time. And the goal of winning Widow matches is not just to be a better aimer, but to be a better player and to make better decisions. I'm gonna come out here right away. This is a good example of not clearing angles, right? So when you come out here, like, I wouldn't expect a Widow here, right? That would be bizarre and crazy. But I think a Widow could be here. That's reasonable. And a Widow could be here. Extremely common, right? A Widow could be over here or here or here. All extremely common spots. But you see, you just swing wide right now. Any of these possible spots, right, would have gotten the drop on you and be taking the shot right now. And instead of holding your crosshair, clearing one by one by one by one, you just stick it in the middle and you just hope, hey, look, maybe I can out scope her. But if she's aimed right here, you're just dead, right? There's no way for you to win that match, like, realistically. Even if you were, let's say, like 10 ranks higher, right? Like, so that would make you what, like Masters 3? A Plat 3 Widow probably kills you there if she's already pre-aimed. Right? Even though you'd be much faster overall, the odds are you'd still probably die because it's a bad decision. Alright, you kill the Mercy, great. For the record, if you see Zen charging like this, you better move right away or take the shot right away, because this hurts a lot. Right, now you're down 56 health. I would just back out right now. Just back out, just tap I need healing. Right, just chill. Alright, see your team going in? Yeah, I think this is fine to repeat this. As a note here though, the team knows where you are. So, you're really, really low at this moment in time. So instead of repeating there, you could have dropped and repeat this angle, because you know that the enemy Widow just saw you take a shot from there. So she is pre-aiming this spot, and she honestly should have killed you right now. Instead, the Doom's going for you, and you're low, and you're going to drop, and you're going to survive that way. But this is another good lesson about playing Widow is, especially if you get a kill, don't take a shot from the same spot, because the enemy team are going to look for you at that spot, and they're going to play around that. Either pre-aim that spot against you, or take cover from that angle. So constantly shifting your position is really, really powerful. This is not a shot you pretty much want to take. I think this is going to be useless. But it's going to reveal your position. Doom's out there. I honestly wouldn't even worry about the Doom, because the Doom alone is not going to be able to cap the point anyway, so I'd be looking for squishies. Like this Cassidy. This is just purely bad mechanics. Okay? Cassidy comes out, you got plenty of time here, long distance angle, take a quick shot, right? Strafe, take another shot, right? Strafe, take another shot, even use auto here, but like, looking at it from this perspective, okay? You take a shot, right? You miss, you jump. Jumping is terrible. This is also a gold, silver level habit you should kick by now, but jumping actually makes it harder for you to survive, not easier. If anything, I guarantee I could have survived here by taking 0 shots by simply just strafing back and forth, and he probably would have missed almost everything. But you don't have anywhere close to that level of movement control, and you just die. So now we have 2 pretty bad deaths. You did get a kill, so that's nice. But beyond that, it's pretty rough. I think you should be able to hold jump and get up there. I think that's a mechanical mistake, or you could have got just a little bit closer. But whatever. So we're rotating here. I don't know where you're going right now. Do you not know the map? Question mark? If you don't know the map, I think that's also a separate problem. I mean, you might be new to the game, but there's obviously no way to get past that. I think you already need to be taking shots. So one of the important things about playing Widow is take as many shots as you can and make the quality of those shots, which I've talked about in other videos that you can easily look up. The quality of the shots, you want to be as good as you can, right? A quality shot is a shot against a target that is not moving, not aware of you, or moving in a straight line. Right? Those are the easiest shots to hit. You want high quality shots. A low quality shot is one where the enemy is actively dodging you, is shooting at you and applying pressure, and or you're low, and or it's at a weird angle that you're not comfortable with, like shooting directly up, shooting directly down. Those are typically harder angles to hit shots. But I think if I were you, I would already go up to blue box now and be playing here and take a shot. Right? Because you can't do anything right now, and your team's clearly playing really far forward. So just go. Yeah, just go. Right? I don't know why you dropped. There's still enemies up here, right? They're not expecting you. They haven't seen you yet at all. Like, you can just sit here, pre-scope, wait, take a shot, and go. So what you're doing right now is just a waste of time. Like, imagine if your Mei dies right now. Like, that's a missed opportunity, right? See, your Ana dies right now. This is what's really important, is a sense of urgency on all characters. Every second that you're not doing something to influence the fight is a second where your team might lose the fight. So your team just lost 2. It's going to be really hard to win now, right? You take a shot in the Zen, that's fine, right? Mercy's low, great, kill the Mercy, right? Reposition. I don't think this reposition is going to do anything. But actually, no, that's a really good move mechanically. So this comes straight down the Widow mechanics. I would never jump in a straight line like that. I don't think she should jump at all. Like, frankly, she's not going for the headshot here. She's going for the body shot. I would have just straight towards it, baited the shot, and then got in. It's a very common high-level rank strategy. So I wouldn't repeat the same angle, but you do it anyway because you're crazy, right? You hit the shot in the Widow, and you die. Still did okay there, right? You got 2 kills. Honestly, this is, I think, one of the better stretches of this game. I do think, again, I think you're making your life kind of hard for yourself. So think about it. If you miss this shot, you die, right? You're stationary right now. She's already pre-aimed on top of you. You die. How confident are you hitting this shot? If it's less than 50%, then this is a bad shot to be taking, when you could have just rotated through here, right, and taken a different angle, or repositioned this way, right? And then, for example, after she went back, after she covers in, right, you could have gotten further out, right, then scope from here, and then she wouldn't have expected you to be this far out, and you could have taken a much easier shot. But it is what it is. You died. Honestly, I would say this part, still okay. You still killed 2. We'll take it. So we're going to go up here. They've already capped the payload. Now that they've capped the payload, none of this fighting matters. Right? This is Overwatch 101. Not even Widow 101. Overwatch 101. No fighting here matters. If you go up here, you kill 5, it's going to make 0 difference in the game. Right? All you're going to do is stall them like 10 seconds. What you should do now instead is go up onto Shuttle or any one of other possible sniper spots and get ready for the next phase of the game. There's no point in your team streaming out here to try to contest the point that's already capped. But you come out here and you're going to die. Now you might wonder, how did the Widow know that I was going to be there? Well, when you come out of spawn, right now, you're going to hear that ultimate has gone off right now. That's infrasight. Infrasight makes everybody visible on the map. I know you know this because you play Widow. So there's no way you could not know that infrasight has happened. Infrasight also has a global voice line, unlike a lot of other ultimates, so you can hear it no matter where you are on the map. So you should know infrasight is active right now, which means the enemy Widow can see everybody on the map. This is a problem, because it means she can kill you really easily. Now, infrasight lasts for 15 seconds. So, right now, 135. So, the perspective here should be, okay, 135 taken down, we're looking at 120. Right? That's a really good way to try to remember. If you can't remember in your head, like 20 seconds from now is going to be when it's going to wear off. So it's going to be 120 right now we're looking for. There's 7 seconds left. What makes it a little confusing is the card is going to get capped, which is going to increase the time. Right? So now they increased by like a minute or 2.5 minutes. So it's going to get a little wonky, like how much time is left, but it's still going to be 7 seconds, right? It would be hard for you to remember this in game, but I'd be like, look, I don't remember exactly what time it was. I'll wait 10 seconds. So there's about 7 seconds left of Widow Ultimate, not even. Less than that, so it's like 3 seconds left of Widow Ultimate, but just enough for her to know that this is coming. Right? So that's why you die here, is you're going into a doorway where the Widow knows you're coming the whole time, pre-aims it, and then kills you. You have no chance of winning this fight. You have no idea where she is. Right? You have literally no idea where the Widow is. You're just taking this fight as like an ego fight because you think that you're better and you're not. Like, you gave all the advantages to this Widow, and that's why you die. Like, why would you take this fight? Now, best case scenario is you didn't realize that infrasight was up, but that's still a mistake. You should have known infrasight was up. You should have known how long it lasted. You should have just chosen not to take the fight. A. B is you shouldn't have taken the fight at all. You should have just played on shuttle or something, and you would have been good. All right. So you're going to spawn, and maybe because you're pissed or whatever, you're going to pop infrasight right now. Infrasight's totally useless because you can't make use of it. Like, what the heck are you going to do with infrasight when you're in your spawn? Like, you're just burning down the cooldown, just like the enemy Widow does, for no reason. You should have popped it, like, when you got to this doorway, for example, you could have popped it and tried to figure out where somebody was. Maybe you're using it to protect your team from Widow, but I don't think so, would be my guess. It's all in all, like, a pretty bad decision. Like, a lot of this play that comes out of this just strikes me as, like, immaturity, right, in terms of the decisions that you take and the fights that you're trying to aggress with. Anyway, you burned through half of your infrasight already. You're looking for targets. I mean, you don't really have options right now because you don't have a grapple, but is what it is. So you're gonna try to take some shots with this. I don't think you can actually shoot through this, as you have found out. So that doesn't actually work. You're looking for the Widow, right? I would never. Yeah. See, this is good. This is a good decision. You're like, look, Widow knows where I am. Change the angle because she's looking for you at that angle. You're looking over here, trying to go for the shot. Good, right? She was not expecting that, right? You turn around, you grappled up, she's not, look at where it is, she's like, oh shoot, good. This is a good kill, because, again, you repositioned, you found an angle that she wasn't expecting, you knew where she was, because she didn't reposition, and then you killed her, right? This is good. Mercy's low, right, kill with body shot, okay, great, right, you killed 2, doing a good job carrying this fight, go for the Zen, right, fight's over, excellent. So let's skip forwards. D.Va comes, or sorry, D.Va's on your team, so, you're waiting, right, Widow's pinged. Right, missed a shot. That's fine. Right, okay, this is fine. I'll live with that. No big deal. All right, D.Va pushes out the enemy Widow. I wouldn't look for the Doom. I would look. Is there anybody else who's vulnerable right now? Killing the Doom right now is not going to do anything. Like, you can't actually kill the Doom right now, so which is why it's not worth it. But looking for the Zen, looking for the Cassie on low ground, which you can hear. And this is tough because you're playing the same angle in the same spot, and the Widow re-peeks it, looking for you. She finds you and she kills you. I think in this situation, right, remember, if you're in the exact same spot where you were before, you'd expect that it's going to come. So what you could do is you could just commit to this angle, stay on this side of the shuttle, constantly look at this side, or you could play the opposite side, commit to this angle, and then be covered from the left, or you can constantly AD, right, waiting for the Widow to peek, bait her shot, then scope and take the shot. But doing none of those things is just asking for death, which is exactly what happens. For the record, I don't think, you're like, one of the things you mentioned, I asked you was, hey, like, do you play Widow as, like, actually one of your mains? Because you actually look a lot better in Genji, for example, than you do at Widow. And you're like, oh, yeah, like, she is one of my mains, like, I do want to get better at her, I feel like, I'm countered or whatever it ends up being. I don't feel like anything in this game I would qualify as a counter. I don't think Widow really even is counterable, quite frankly. Like, maybe Sombra. But, like, beyond that, Sombra, like, all... But beyond that, like, great Widows are truly, like, similar traits, just uncounterable, just because of your massive, like, long-range burst potential. Okay, so we're going to come through here. As a general for Widow, we want to play high ground, and we want to play far away from the enemy. This spot does not qualify as high ground, and it does not qualify as far away from the enemy. Okay? The Cassie is super close to you. He hears you over here. He just walks over. Just think about if you're the Cassie right now. What would you think about the quality of player that you're playing against? The fact that I managed to walk up to you at nearly point blank without you knowing that I'm coming, and you just took a shot at somebody else and weren't even aiming at me, I would look at this Widow and be like, this Widow is trash, right? I'd be like, okay, great, this is like the easiest kill of my life. Like, this Widow looks like she has no clue how to play the game. And that's you, right? That's you right now, is just doing this, like, whatever the heck this is, this absurd play in this situation, and dying. There's no reason for you to be here. And there's certainly no reason for you to not hear the Cassidy coming up. I hope you're wearing a headset, right? There's no reason for you to not hear the Cassidy coming up. This is just, all in all, really rough, right? At a minimum, play like here where your team can protect you and you can potentially grapple away. Play up here, eventually force the Doom back and try to go in. It's a hard spot, right? You could play here, play this angle, potentially, but playing close, especially once you heard the Cassidy was coming, is 1,000% a mistake. So looking for it, I think this is fine, right? Widow didn't know you were there, right? Grapple up, you're looking for it. I don't know why you weren't scoped already, because you just saw the Widow there, but fine. See, now the Widow waits, so she's waiting for to break the timing. You kill her. Great, okay, we'll take it. But unfortunately, they capped, which means this fight's irrelevant, right? I would honestly just suicide right now, because nothing's really going to happen here. Right, suicide or grapple away, whatever you want to do. You're extraordinarily lucky to not die there. So, going over here, fine. Right, so let's get ready for the next phase of the fight. So, Widow's here. Again, when the Doom goes in, your instinct is to shoot the Doom, which is bad. My instinct is not to shoot the Doom. My instinct is to go to the left and shoot the Mercy. Because you can see the beam right now, right? Granted, you get walled off, but like, great. Grapple up, kill the backline. Your job is not to kill tanks. You have to stop shooting at tanks. Almost every shot you shoot at a tank is a waste of time. Shoot the backline, right? See how you shot the Doom there, and you have no chance to shoot the Mercy because you took that shot. Stop shooting the tank. Also, you popped infrasight, and you only have 3 shots here. Right? You go up, you just get picked and gilled, and like, this is just sloppy play. Okay. You gotta interrupt that a little sooner, right? Way too much altitude. You just don't respect the Cassidy's aim. He just 2-taps you. Extremely sloppy overall. Alright, you go Genji, we're gonna skip the Genji sections. Alright, we're coming back again. Widow on offense. So, we go up to the left, right? Nobody knows we're here. Great. Looking for it. I would have waited. Very clearly, the Mercy was standing in front of the Widow. Or just gone for the Mercy. Riz gets interrupted. Okay, good. Right, Doom's chasing you. No problem. Again, this is a good example where a higher ranked Widow does not shoot the Doom right now. A higher ranked Widow turns to the right and shoots the Zen or shoots the Cassidy in this situation. Because the Doom is irrelevant, right? Just kill the backline. Your job is to kill the backline. Constantly kill the backline. You get killed here, but whatever. It is what it is. Your likes to spawn, so like the cost of getting killed is near 0. Alright, your team's carrying without you. Great. Nothing super exciting. Go for the Zen. So, right now, I hear the Zen charging orbs, which means I have 5x, what's Zen's damage? It's like something like 43 damage or something. I have a lot of damage coming in for me in a second. What's my plan here? Well, I ideally do not want to get blown up, because even if I kill him right now, the orbs might still kill me. So, I could choose to simply change to a different angle, or I could play cover here, where it's really hard for him to land all of them, and do that. But instead, you just sit out here and just get blown up. You're very lucky to not take all those shots. Widow peeks you, extremely lucky that she doesn't know where you are, and then Zen's shooting at you again, and you just keep repeaking. Like, you have 0 fear of anything, and a lot of this is indicative of someone who is not used to getting punished for getting peeked, which is funny because you get punished all the time, but like you don't seem to be learning from it. Despite the fact that the Zen just did 100 damage to you in the previous fight, now you have 8 health. Any one orb to like your pinky toe kills you right now. And instead of being like, hey, look, maybe I should reposition, you think, let me re-peek the Zen, who's been trying to kill me the last 2 times he peeked. Maybe he won't be trying to kill me in the exact same spot again. Let's look at this fight from the Zen's perspective. Right? Zen's like, oh, okay, cool, you're here. He charges it up. He fires, right? Misses a couple. Hits your headshot, looks for it again, looks for it again, looks for it again, kills you. From the Zen's perspective, you look terrible. Like, you look like you have no idea what you're doing. Like, you don't seem to understand that once somebody gets you low, they're going to want to get the kill on you. If you're playing the exact same spot, they're going to get the kill on you. This is just bad play, right? It shows no game sense and awareness of, like, what the enemy players will do. Alright, we're over here looking. Don't shoot the Doom. It's not even worth it. It's not worth it to shoot the Doom. Look for anybody else other than the Doom. Even with the headshot, it doesn't kill him. Right? It's not worth it. Right? Doom goes for you, that's fine. I wouldn't even drop. I would literally play over here and be like, is Doom gonna chase me? No. And then walk back to the doorway. Right? That's a good example of predicting ahead. The Doom does not want to chase you out this door for a lot of reasons. And I know that. Right? Especially from playing tank. I know the Doom doesn't want to chase me that far because he can get isolated and get killed. So that's why I would just juke there and then go right back and peek the same angle. Because it is a good angle in general. We just heard infrasight as a note, right? So 15 seconds from here, so 4:03 is what we're looking for as when this is going to expire. So I wouldn't worry so much about the Doom. I would have worried about backing up there because I definitely think I could have died. So 4:11, right? We still have 3 seconds left. Or rather, 7 seconds left, and then we die. Why do we die? Because she has infrasight. She sees you grapple up. She walks over, and she just kills you. You even see her through the wall because you popped infrasight, which is a terrible idea, right? You see her looking at you. This is her looking at the doorway at your left. What are you doing? It's like you're suiciding intentionally. It would be very hard for someone to die more intentionally than you are right now. You know? It's like the same thing. Like you just have to track it. Even if you don't know exactly how long, you'd be like, oh, okay, wait a while and then I'll go. Right? Wait for her to take a shot at somebody else even. But just walking out there naked and just getting blown up is ridiculous. Alright, you grapple forwards. Right? You missed a shot. Okay, fine. I think you should have died right there. I think re-peeking that... I'm not going to bother. There's some mechanical reasons why the enemy Widow has a massive advantage on you in the situation, but it's not worth it for me to explain right now. I don't know what the heck the plan was there. You really should have died walking back to the door. But... that's a good time to shoot him, right? Because he's low, he's trying to get away, right? You really got the kill there. That's fine. I would have shot him for the Doom. Right? But... note here, why do we die? Well, as a reminder... They hear you take the shot, so which means she knows that you're there and she gets the kill. You keep dying because the enemy knows where you are. You need to keep thinking of yourself as an ambush sniper, not someone who can just sit there like you're like a gun fortress and you can sit in the same spot and just keep shooting, right? That's not the way this works. Also, when you get caught by surprise by an enemy Widow, your instinct should not be, let me try to scope and kill her, because you can't scope long enough to kill her. It should be, let me evade and try to make the shot hard for her, bait her shot, then take a counter shot or get the cover. So when you see this right now, your goal should not be hold scope, it should be dodge. That is an example of what higher ranked Widows do compared to you, right? It's like a very clear, like, mechanical difference. Alright. Miss the Cassidy, you get hit by a... sorry, reset, come back. I don't know why you didn't scope right away going around the corner. I would immediately go back. Alright. So you're going to die here because, once again, infrasight is up for like the millionth time, right? The third time this game, you're going to get killed by the Cassidy. So the Cassidy knows exactly where you are, which means the Cassidy can just pre-fire around the corner, which is faster than you can possibly react in this situation, and then you die. Again. To infrasight. I've never seen a single person die this many times to infrasight in a game. Do you play Widow at all for the rest of this game? I don't think you do. Yeah, I think you just play Soldier Genji the rest of the way. Okay, cool. So let's hold there. In summary, as Widow, you want to take good quality fights, right? Shots where the enemy doesn't know where you are, where you're not under pressure, right? And ideally where they're not, evading you, attacking you, blah, 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 blah. Okay? You consistently demonstrate a disregard to what the enemy does, what the enemy thinks, how the enemy will counter you at all times. Right? You take bad fights over and over and over again, and you keep dying for them over and over and over again. Your aim is like good enough for plat. It doesn't feel like diamond level aim to me by any means, but it's like good enough for plat. Like I'm sure you can get like plat 2, plat 1. But your biggest issue is just the dying, like repeatedly. And infrasight in particular is like your worst enemy, where you just don't seem to understand what the ability does at all, and then get surprised when you get killed while they have infrasight up. Alright, I'm going to hold there. Hopefully this was helpful. Again, if you want to see other high-ranked Widow play, if I don't have a playlist, I'll create a playlist right now and link to that as well.